A reminder, the news doesn't end here. Here's what's coming up at 7 a.m. on WCNC Plus. Local leaders demanding answers on those recent Border Patrol operations here in Charlotte. The answers they're demanding from federal officials.
Newly released video shows a police encounter with DeCarlos Brown months before he was accused of stabbing Irina Zarutska on the light rail.
In terms of assisting you, we're not doctors, we're police officers.
How the new body camera footage is helping build a larger picture for investigators.
'Tis the season of scams. The FBI now sending a warning as fraudulent activity spikes.
Makes you feel bad, you know. You don't want anybody losing money over something, especially around holiday time.
How to protect yourself and your family as you shop this holiday season.
Road closures could impact your morning commute today.
We'll take a look at what shut down for the city's 79th annual Thanksgiving Eve parade. Those stories and much more live, local, and breaking news coming up at 7 a.m. on WCNC Plus.
All right, good morning, everyone. We are still traffic alert as they're continuing to clear this. This is I-77 at exit 11 to get onto 277. A little earlier, there were some police officers there on scene. They may have cleared out, but notice something has crashed and there is some debris out on the roads. Still, at least 1 to 2 lanes will be blocked because of that. This is where it is on my map. Again, exit 11 to get onto Berkshire Freeway. So we're seeing those delays there. And then just to the north, another crash, I-85 south to I-77, where we do have very slow moving traffic.
And folks, we want to hear from you. What's the family recipe that makes it onto Thanksgiving, the table every single year? We've already gotten some amazing dishes. Text us 704-329-3600. Streaming live right now at 7 a.m. right here on WCNC Plus. I'm Ben Thompson.
And I'm Autumn Bracey in for Lisa Washington. We're now going to check in with...
Hi, everyone. Let's get to our traffic report because we are traffic alert this morning. We want to let you know about the latest details. We know today is going to be a very busy day for travel. We are traffic alert because of this earlier accident, but likely we're going to drop this traffic alert here soon because cars are now moving much better than they were about 5 to 10 minutes ago. This is on I-77 north at exit 11. That's to get onto the Berkshire Freeway there. It seems like there has been a crash there and something has spilled. We don't know exactly what that is, but you can see some workers out there trying to clear that. So right now we at least know 1 to 2 lanes are blocked because of that. This is where it is on my map. So you can see there was some earlier delays. Now at this point, as you can see on my camera, we are seeing much better conditions. And then to the north, still following those slowdowns from an earlier accident. It's on I-85 south at I-77, specifically exit 38. Again, that crash has cleared, but we're still seeing some of those delays there. Once we zoom it on out, I want to let you know about our newest accident right here. It's going to be right on Providence. This is where we do have 1 lane currently blocked because of a crash. Again, Providence Road southbound at Gulf Links Drive. Once we zoom it on out, if you're coming in from South Carolina, good morning to you. You shouldn't have any major delays. I-85 actually looks pretty good. We don't have our typical delays at this time. We'll have another check on those roads all coming up for you in just a few minutes. But let's take a look at the weather today because today is Chris's pick of the week.
Bum, bum, bum. Thank you for that fabulous introduction, Majestic. Good to be back, by the way, WCNC Plusers. It is a cloudy and dreary start, and clearly traffic is not really setting the mood this morning, but we are going to see a much, much better day on the horizon before you know it. Sunshine will come out later on today. Already seeing some signs of pink over here in Anson County. That just plain and simple knows that the clouds are starting to thin out a little bit. If we're seeing any sort of color refraction to show that some sunlight is starting to bend light, and that means that we are going to see it soon. 72 degrees, not always, but in this case scenario. Okay, I move on. 72 degrees around Charlotte, 75 for you in Rockingham, close to where we're looking right now, and then 56 degrees in Boone. The crazy thing is, this is going to be a distant memory a few weeks from now because realistically this time of year we should be averaging 60 and below. The 70s is an exemplary treat, so enjoy it while we have it. Sunshine this afternoon. Temperatures in the lower 70s. I know that I've said this before, but truly, the 70s are going to become a rarity. I'm not saying we won't get there again. We've done it for around Christmas Day before, but this is going to be a downward trend going forward for at least the next 10 to 14 days, where there are many days that are going to be actually below 50 for our highs. Our Thanksgiving Eve parade, that is today, officially around 5:30. You can see temperatures dropping down into the lower 60s by about 7, and then a mix of the 50s throughout the evening. So parade time, temperatures still locked and loaded and lower to the mid-60s, which is fantastic. We'll be a little bit on the breezy side because we have not 1, but 2 fronts and a trough that rolls through over the next 2 days. And what that does is that's going to allow the entryway for a lot cooler air. A few clouds potentially could join us by your Thursday, Thanksgiving afternoon. And then outside of that, we're relatively clear heading into your Black Friday. 37 degrees. That's going to be the low tonight, but truly that's going to be the low as the sun is rising up tomorrow around 7-11. Hey, 7-11 for your Thanksgiving morning. After that, boy, you're seeing a big cool down. 29 for Friday, 25 degrees on Saturday. Yeah, it's going to get chilly. So for turkey prep, we're talking about 37 degrees. Turkey feast, 52. And then by the time you're turkey napping, temperatures are going to be in the mid-40s. Let's jump to our 7-day forecast. You can see the temperatures after Thanksgiving even chillier. Upper 40s Friday through Sunday, even a chance for rain. That's a cold rain in the 40s Sunday afternoon, and no big warm-up in sight on the back end of that Jerry Hunt Supercenter 7-day forecast. We'll talk a little bit more about our rain chances Sunday and beyond coming up here next.
We continue to follow breaking news out of West Charlotte. CMPD investigating a deadly shooting on Thriftwood Drive near Freedom Drive. We've got some video from the scene last night. CMPD tells this man was shot and killed around 9 p.m. Right now, police have not identified a suspect, but say they believe this was an isolated incident. No further details have been released.
And right now, more local leaders are demanding answers regarding Border Patrol's Operation Charlotte's Web as soon as next week. Congresswoman Alma Adams sent a letter to Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem urging her for full transparency on arrests, costs, and enforcement policies. She called attention to the agency's impact on local businesses, school attendance, and taxpayer dollars. Adams even cited WCNC Charlotte's investigation into a Charlotte landscaper who had permission to work here in the U.S. Being detained by immigration agents. Now she is requesting a response by next Friday, December 5th. And it's been 3 years since 11-year-old Madalena Kojakari disappeared in Cornelius, and this morning police continue their search. While the investigation continues, they're offering a new warning for the public, asking people to be careful about misinformation being shared in the community. In a recent social media post, they stated in part, misinformation can distract from the work being done and can unintentionally hinder the progress of an active investigation, adding that everyone should rely on and share only verified information released directly through the department.
Looking ahead, a Conover man will face a judge next week for his part in a child exploitation case. The Catawba County Sheriff's Office says 55-year-old Jeremy Arney is charged with 10 counts of second-degree sexual exploitation of a minor. Right now, he's being held on a $600,000 bond. Arney will appear in court Monday. This morning, police still searching for a suspect in a high-speed chase that left a bystander dead. We first brought you this as breaking news yesterday. Officials say it happened in Concord Monday night. Highway Patrol stopped a driver on I-85 near Bruton Smith Boulevard. Moments later, the suspect drove off and through a traffic light, colliding with another vehicle that went up in flames, killing that driver. If you know anything or saw anything, please contact Highway Patrol.
Brooks Sandwich House is set to reopen next week following the guilty verdicts in the Scott Brooks murder trial. Monday, a jury found Stephen Staples and Terry Connor guilty in the 2019 robbery and shooting. Neighbors tell us the verdict brings a level of peace to a family that's a part of the neighborhood.
They've been around for so long. I think, everybody's definitely rallied around them. And they've been super supportive. I know they've had to shut down sometimes, to be able to attend the proceedings and whatnot. And they're an important part of the community, of the neighborhood.
With the trial over, the Brooks family says they can finally turn the page knowing they got justice for the man they call a hero.
Before you out the door, the city's Thanksgiving Eve parade could impact your morning commute or your trip to Grandma's house. Take a look at your screen. This is a list of the current road closures. It includes Tryon Street between 9th and 11th Street, as well as 9th Street between College and Church Street. Starting at 4 p.m. today, all cross streets between Tryon and College and Church Street and 9th and Moorhead Street will also close down. It's all for the city's 79th annual Novant Health Thanksgiving Eve parade.
This tradition dates back to the 40s and has been a staple in Charlotte ever since. WCNC Charlotte's Richard Devane joins us again live this morning from uptown, where folks are preparing for the big event kicking off Charlotte's holiday season. Richard, great to see you again.
Good to see you again, Autumn. Good morning to you. Good morning, Ben. Good Wednesday morning to everyone out there watching us on the Plus, all our Plusers. We're here again. Mara, you're here. You're back with us. So basically, we changed locations. We were expecting something that might come in a few minutes. We'll keep our fingers crossed, but it's coming. It's coming. Tell folks we're getting ready for another year of this wonderful parade, which now takes place Thanksgiving Eve. Tell us about what people can expect as we look at some video.
So this is the Novant Health Thanksgiving Eve Parade. It steps off at 5:30 from the place where we're standing. This is where all the floats, all the people, all the volunteers, all the bands, all of the units, we have 85 units, and they're all the balloons, they're all right here. And this is where they gather, they muster, and then they step off, and from right down here, they march down the street. So they march all the way down Tryon Street. It's almost a mile until they get down to where we were before, and that's down around the 600 block of South Tryon Street, all the way down to Good Samaritan Avenue and on down to Moorhead Street, and then they disband.
And you were just telling me about some of the enhancements we have this year.
We do. We have enhanced lighting. So this is the evening parade. So it is in the dark, but it is not really in the dark because we have lights. The floats have lights. The people who are walking are lit with little battery packs, and the bands are lit. Everything is lit, so everybody has lights. So we have much more enhanced lighting for this parade, which makes it sparkle. We call it a feast of lights.
A feast of lights that's lit. And you also said that we talk about some of the floats. Oh, lit. It's lit. That's a new word for today. Tell us about some of these floats and even additional floats you can tell us about.
Yeah, so we have an ACC float this year, so that is brand new. You know, the ACC is playing a game here in Charlotte on the 6th. It's North Carolina and Clemson.
Yep.
And so it's going to be fun.
Go
That's going to be
Heels.
great. So the ACC is bringing it to the parade. They're going to bring it with a great new float, mascots. So, hey, be on the lookout for that. That's going to be great.
And bring something else. Bring yourself to
Yes.
Uptown.
Yeah.
Come to Uptown. It's free to just line up and down Tryon, just to stand and watch all the bands go by. As you told us earlier, the Battle of the Band. The winning band gets to
Lead the parade.
the following year. The band that won last year will lead this year. There's going to be so much. It's going to be lit.
Lit.
I like the way she does it. Let's do that again. Lit.
Lit.
There you go. It's going to be lit. You need to come out here and watch the lights. Watch it as it's lit, and we're going to have. I'm having too much fun. We're going to send it back to you guys. Hopefully, we'll have a surprise in a little bit, but we'll show you some. We'll show you a sneak peek of what's happening a little bit later on. But for now, right here in Uptown, and we are.
Maura Quinn.
No, you're supposed to say lit.
Oh, lit.
Hold on a second. Take two. Take two real quick. So we're gonna send it back to you. And she's lit. She's lit. We're lit.
No, I'm not.
Back to you. No, she's
Thank you, Richard.
not even coffee. Not even
Maura
coffee.
Quinn,
Bye,
always,
guys.
always fun and always hip and always cool as well. Always lit
absolutely
as
the best.
well.
That's our word of the day.
That's right. That's right. Thank you both, Richard. Keep us posted because we want to see the floats. All right. Thanks, Richard.
Absolutely.
7:12 right now here on WCNC Plus. With Thanksgiving travel in full swing, germs lurking everywhere you go. The big question: do those everyday habits, like washing your hands, getting hand sanitizer, do they protect you? That's coming up next.
Well, welcome back at 7:14. With Thanksgiving travel in full swing, germs are sure to be around many places you visit, from the airport to the gas station.
So how much do those quick everyday habits really matter? WCNC Charlotte's Megan Bragg breaks down the everyday impact of staying healthy during the holiday rush.
Millions of Americans are traveling this week for Thanksgiving, including nearly 2 million people flying through Charlotte Douglas. And that means the risk of getting sick just got a little higher.
And a lot of people don't mind showing up with a little case of the sniffles to Thanksgiving dinner, but then that means that, everybody else is at risk of getting that virus.
Dr. Donald Dumford with the Cleveland Clinic says if you're traveling for Thanksgiving, there are some steps you can take to help prevent the spread of germs. Most importantly, wash your hands. That includes before and after you eat or touch your face. Hand sanitizer is okay to use if there isn't a sink available. He also recommends wiping down any high-touch surfaces you may come across, like shared armrests or fold-down trays on planes. Finally, if you haven't been vaccinated with the latest flu or COVID shot, now is the time to get it.
It's that time of year where we need to think about getting our flu vaccine and consider getting our COVID vaccine, especially for those that are elderly or have a compromised immune system. And I always like to add too, don't just consider about your own health status, but think about the health status of those around you.
Dr. Dumford says if you are traveling internationally, it's best to talk with your doctor to see if any other safety measures are needed, like getting a booster shot for measles. Megan Bragg, WCNC Charlotte.
Community members coming together to make sure everybody feels the holiday spirit. Several organizations, including Mr. Excitement and Friends, 70 Forward, and SAE Productions, hosting the Thanksgiving Eve get-together. Take a look at your screen. 5 different locations across the city where you can take part.
And 2 turkeys are stepping into the spotlight at the White House, but their story doesn't end there. We're going to explain their connection here to North Carolina.
Good morning, everybody. As I mentioned, we are going to talk rain, when it's going to rain next. And Sunday and Sunday night looks to be our next best shot. So at that point, we're going to be significantly colder. And then on Tuesday, that looks to be the ick of the week because truly you are lacking sunshine. High temperatures in the mid 40s, not going to be great. So it is this time of the year that if we have rain, well, most days, it's going to be a very cold rain. Now, the rain that we had this morning, not as cold because temperatures actually started either side of 60 degrees. That rain officially is getting out of here, so I'm not concerned with that. This is our travel circle, a 300-mile radius around the city of Charlotte. Anyone driving in this has nothing to worry about later on this afternoon, besides rain on the eastern side of the state. And then by tomorrow, this is 3 p.m. on Thanksgiving, just some passing clouds. It is not until Sunday that we start to see that rain move back in. But one thing I do want to note, On Saturday night heading into Sunday is where the rain first starts to arrive right around the Tennessee border. Since it is high enough for the higher elevations, there is a chance for some snow to mix in with a little bit of rain. So that's going to be a possibility. I'm not looking at any big time snow accumulations because temperatures are actually going to stay above freezing there. You're just talking about a very, very cold rain that could have some snowflakes from time to time. By your Sunday afternoon, the Panthers are back in town. It is going to be a cold one with a chance for rain. So temperatures in the upper 40s is cold in general, but lacking sunshine with some rain, yet dress accordingly. Maybe you have your favorite Panthers poncho. That's definitely going to be needed the way it looks, or just in general, a maybe heavier Panthers water resistant coat. Once you get to Tuesday, no Panthers game, but you're looking at widespread rain that starts to move in from the west. Whenever you see something like this is really showing a big time temperature trend shift or a big time precipitation trend shift. So it does look like Tuesday right now is shaping up. It's on the far end, back end of the 7-day forecast, has the best chance of rain most of the day. And then the back side of this, we could yet again see a little wintry mix up in the high country. So visiting our Jerry Hunt Supercenter 7-day forecast once more, big difference from today to what we have on Tuesday. That rain that I was just pointing out, 45 degrees compared to the lower 70s today. That's why today is my pick of the week. And Majestic's actually one of the busiest travel days of the year. How's it looking so far?
Oh, it is getting busy, and we have a new crash right here. This is I-77 northbound at Tyvola, right at exit 5, where you can see cars. They're moving, but they're moving quite slowly. You can see all 3 lanes right there. Even once people get onto I-77 from that exit there, it is going to be slow moving. Let's get straight to it as we switch it over to my map right here. All of this red indicating stop and go traffic. Again, this is going to be I-77 northbound, Tryon Street, exit 6, backed up to Tyvola. We'll continue to keep a close eye on that for you. But yes, slow moving if you're taking I-77 inbound. Another crash here. We have a shoulder that's blocked because of it. It's going to be on I-85 southbound at exit 36. That's Brookshire Freeway. We have some yellow here indicating that there are some medium impacts. This right here is not a crash, but it just means that the traffic lights are not working. That's going to be on College Street near I-277 Brookshire Freeway, exit 3A. That's a very busy spot, so make sure you're paying attention there. Once we head down to the south, it's going to be right by 485, but it's actually on Providence, where an additional lane is blocked because of a crash here at Gulf Links Drive, seeing some yellow, meaning that it's not stop and go, but minimal impacts. 321, if you are heading in from Dallas, not seeing any delays there. I-85, just our typical delays. And if you are traveling today, yes, it's going to be incredibly busy. Of course, you know that we are just one day away from Thanksgiving. The worst time to travel between 11 a.m. this morning and 8 p.m. So you may want to leave right about now up until 11 a.m. Guys.
Folks, a reminder, our 25th annual Magical Toy Drive is underway. We're teaming up with the Salvation Army to make sure local kids have gifts under the tree. And this week, there are more ways to help out. Of course, you can bring any new unwrapped toy to Belk location here locally between now and December 14th. And this week at the Checkers game Saturday, the stuffed animals from the teddy bear toss will go to the Magical Toy Drive. So if you're going to the game, make sure you take a teddy bear with you. Of course, you can also scan that QR code on the right-hand side of your screen to learn about other ways you can help out.
Well, President Trump sparing 2 turkeys named Gobble and Waddle from Thanksgiving dinner plates at the annual turkey pardoning ceremony. How cute.
Gobble, the official White House turkey, is a 52-pound bird, while Waddle, the designated alternate, is a slender 50 pounds. Both hatched on July 14th. After the ceremony, they'll make the journey right here to North Carolina, where they'll spend the rest of their days as ambassadors for the farming industry at North Carolina State.
Wow.
How special
Very
is
nice.
that?
I think we also said they were raised on a farm in Wayne County, which is
cool.
out east.
I was curious, why are those turkeys so pretty? Why are they white? Why are they so beautiful? What kind of turkey is that? Because the wild turkeys that I see do not look like that.
Well, of course they have to bring the best to the White
Yeah,
House.
they probably picked the prettiest.
But what are these white turkeys called?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Let us know.
We'll be doing our turkey research in the meantime.
Right. All right, folks, we're going to take a quick break. As we take a live look right now over Uptown, keep it right here on WCNC Plus.
Well, one of the warmest mornings you're going to have in quite some time. 62 degrees right now, believe it or not, and 54 for the Hickory area, but high temperatures jumping into the lower to even the mid 70s depending on where you are. Still dealing with the cloudy sky, but that'll eventually erode. A much sunnier afternoon. Will be a breezy one though, with on and off gusts getting up to about 20 to 25. Thanksgiving Day turkey prep starting off in the 30s. By the time you're hitting that turkey feast early to mid-afternoon, lower 50s when you're taking a nap. Temperatures in the 40s. After that, though, we're expecting highs mainly in the upper 40s to around 50 degrees, so enjoy the warmth today. Let's get over to Majestic, who's had a very busy morning so far.
Good morning, everyone. Yes, it's going to be busy the day before Thanksgiving, and if you're heading out the door anytime soon, take a look at your screen. This is not what you want to see, I know. This is I-77 at exit 5 out towards Tyvola, where you can see cars are completely at a stop and go at this point because of an ongoing crash. Again, this is on I-77, where we do have stop and go traffic because of an active crash here. It's going to be northbound, so if you're heading on I-77 inbound, this is really between exit 6 and exit 5. We are covering all of this for you this morning on WCNC Plus. Take it easy out there. Well, good morning and thanks for joining us this Thanksgiving Eve live on WCNC Plus at 7:30. I'm Autumn Bracey in for Lisa Washington.
And I'm Ben Thompson. Right now, we're learning more about a police encounter with DeCarlos Brown months before he was accused of killing Irina Zarutska on the light rail. Newly released CMPD body camera video shows a January interaction with Brown as officers arrested him for misusing 911.
WCNC Charlotte's Tradisha Woodard has this story.
Well, the video starts on a January morning. You can see flashing lights, officers stepping out of their patrol cars, and a man pacing on the sidewalk asking for help. That man is DeCarlos Brown.
How you doing? What's going on?
It begins with a single 911 call. A call CMPD says came from DeCarlos Brown, a man convinced something inside his body was controlling him.
Somebody committed a crime and exposed me with it without my permission or authorization.
There's about 8 body camera videos, each showing different angles and interactions from that January call. You can see Brown standing on the sidewalk explaining how a man-made material had been implanted in him, causing him to wake up on the ground.
Somebody did something to my body, that's criminal.
For nearly 30 minutes, officers asked questions, trying to get Brown to seek medical help instead. Brown insisting he already did.
And then they said it's schizophrenic because I hear voices in my head. They got it wrong.
In terms of assisting you, we're not doctors, we're police officers.
Brown eventually growing more and more upset. he raises his voice.
It's not their job to investigate something that my body got exposed to.
With CMPD eventually placing him under arrest for misuse of the emergency system, something they say he's already done several times.
And I said, I gotta go to jail. You know why? You know why? Because they won't investigate what my body got exposed to, because that's not a cop job.
This encounter now being re-examined through a far more tragic lens after Brown was charged in the killing of Irina Zaruska. Tradisha Woodard, WCNC Charlotte.
Thanks, Tradisha. CMPD tells us Brown called 911 3 times in 2024 before the encounter we just saw. Police tell us they deployed their crisis management team to offer him resources, but he refused. They also say they couldn't involuntarily commit him because he did not express a desire to harm himself or others.
All this comes just days away from the new law named for the woman Brown is accused of killing goes into effect. Just hours ago, Mecklenburg County leaders discussed what Irina's law will mean and the resources it will require. You'll remember the North Carolina General Assembly passed Irina's law after her death on the Charlotte Light Rail in an effort to prevent something like this from happening again. So police can no longer give just somebody a written ticket telling them to show up in court for a later violent offense. Suspects will have to go before a judge. The law also makes it tougher to get released before trial, and more suspects will now have to get a mental health check to see if they pose a danger to others. The sheriff warns the law doesn't bring the resources to back it up.
Funding and bodies. Personnel, that's what we're going to have funding and personnel. And that is what to attempt to achieve success.
Leaders say the law will also significantly increase the jail population. The sheriff says he needs more personnel to handle that, and that money will have to come from the county. Neighbors in Dallas remain under a boil water advisory at this hour following a major water main break. The outage forcing several schools, businesses, and county buildings to close Tuesday. Right now, we're working to learn if those closures will extend into today. Good news, though, coming in a Facebook post from the town's mayor overnight, which said the water was back on, but still authorities say make sure to boil all water for at least a minute before you use it. This morning, an investigation underway after 2 former Troutman Elementary School employees are accused of assaulting students with disabilities. 59-year-old Juanita Nesbitt and 23-year-old Cassidy Ross arrested after investigators uncovered more than a dozen incidents involving Ross and one involving Nesbitt. Right now, Ross is being held without bond. Nesbitt bonded out.
2 adults and 1 child are dead after a house fire in Lexington, North Carolina. Firefighters were called to the home around 4:30 a.m. on Tuesday morning. 5 people were inside of the home when the fire started and 3 people were trapped. One of them was rescued and taken to the hospital, but all 3 of them later died. The blaze badly damaged the house, collapsing the roof and weakening the floors. Officials tell us it started in a motorhome park nearby and spread to that home. The exact cause is still under investigation. At 7:34, we're going to check in with Chris. It's going to be nice outside. We need to enjoy it.
Sure is. We have some passing rain that's going to be on the way, and it is really just going to be our eastern zones that are dealing with this. And we actually have the western side of the state that's now starting to deal with the evolution of some sunshine, so get ready for that. Now, one of the bigger problems that we've been dealing with has been the patchy dense fog. The roads were wet, but those are now starting to dry out. But you can see those low-hanging clouds happening in our cameras to the left here, but we still have a big spot of lower visibilities. That is right around Hickory and the Morganton area. You can see both of those locations are about a quarter-mile visibility. Elsewhere, everything is looking just fine and dandy, nothing really to worry about. But for today, we are anticipating a pretty decent one. Overall, today is a warmer start, starting off more like late September for our lows, and we'll get into the lower 70s, but there will be a wind shift by the late afternoon. What that means is colder air is eventually sinking in. Already a brighter sky off yonder, as you can see here through our Lylesville camera, but high temperatures in the lower 60s, that's going to be a rarity going forward. Plain and simple, we are closer to a record than where we actually should be, around 60 degrees. So it's really going to be picture perfect as far as that is concerned for the forecast. Now, I want to show you a little bit more of the long range forecast that we're looking at. Some are 10 days out, and it does show a significant drop back to the 30s by tomorrow. And think about that. That's going to be about a 25-degree temperature swing from where we're at right now. And then we're talking about back-to-back freezing mornings starting on Friday, and then Saturday morning looks to be one of the coldest, and then a nice mix of the 30s thereafter. Meanwhile, where we have been compared to the a really foreseeable future over the next 10 days has been astronomical. It's actually been almost a record stretch where some of those were some record-breaking days. The most recent one, that 80-degree high on the 22nd. This is that past Saturday. That was actually one for the history books because only one other time in history has there been an 80-degree high that late, and that was back on December 11, 2007. This is the second latest. A couple of cold fronts will move through. That's going to clear things out for today, and then that's going to make it much, much chillier going forward because we have a drop down into the 50s and even the 40s. That's feeling more like January. So literally, you're going from feeling like unseasonably warm October-like days in November to feeling like the dead of winter. Keep that in mind, and some of those days will have rain chance, especially Sunday. Heading into Monday, we'll break down all the above coming up, but we'll also break down your morning commute. Majestic, what a busy day. What do we need to know?
Good morning, everyone. Well, let's get to it. I'm watching multiple things for that morning commute right now. We know we are in the thick of things at 7:37, but it's also a very busy traveling day. This is I-77, specifically at Tyvola, where we have had a crash. Right now, cars actually are moving a little bit better than they were just about 5 minutes ago, so we're seeing some improvements. However, it's not completely cleared. Let me switch it over to my map. You can see the red here. This is going to be I-77 inbound, so northbound lanes. A new accident between exit 6 and exit 5, so that's Tryon Street in Tyvola. In addition to that, heading north now, shoulder is currently blocked because of a crash. This is going to be on I-85 southbound at exit 36 Brookshire Boulevard. We're seeing yellow there, meaning that there are some impacts. Cars are probably just moving slowly right around that because remember, it's off to the shoulder. We have traffic signals that are not working right there, and then a new crash that I need to learn more about. I'm going to let you know what exactly that is. It seems like it may be impacting Independence. And then finally, the last thing I need to let you know about is right here. It's going to be on Providence Road, where we currently have a lane that's blocked because of a crash. It's at Gulf Links Drive. Take it easy out there. Lots of people out and about on this early Wednesday morning. Guys.
All right, thanks. A high-stakes meeting set as members of the Trump administration head to Moscow. The question now, is a breakthrough finally in reach?
.41 right now on WCNC Plus. President Trump sending his top envoy to meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin in a renewed push to end the war in Ukraine. U.S. officials say Ukraine has agreed to a revised Trump-backed peace plan with fewer concessions to Russia. As NBC's Alice Barr reports, President Zelensky wants to meet with Trump this week, but Trump says he'll wait until a deal is finalized.
Fresh off meetings on the war in Ukraine between top Trump officials and a Russian delegation in the United Arab Emirates, President Trump projecting optimism that a long-sought peace deal could be near.
We're having good talks. We won't know for a little while, but we're making progress.
That after posting that tremendous progress has been made after an original proposal that was widely criticized for being too favorable to Russia was, quote, fine-tuned with input from both sides.
That was not a plan, it was a concept.
One U.S. official telling NBC News the Ukrainians have all but agreed to an updated peace deal, with the White House saying there are a few delicate but not insurmountable details to work out. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky pointed to adjustments made after U.S.-Ukraine negotiations in Geneva.
That framework is on the table, and we are ready to move forward.
Russia, though, is threatening to walk away because of those changes to the original proposal that initially called for Ukraine to give up a fifth of its territory, shrink its military, and back down from entering NATO, all red lines for Ukraine. President Trump now saying he's sending a top envoy to meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin, with other officials going to Ukraine, while offering this blunt assessment.
Look, this war could go on for years. And Russia's got a lot more people, got a lot more soldiers, you know. So I think if Ukraine can make a deal, it's a good thing. I think it's great for both.
The president adding he would meet with Putin and Zelensky only after a deal is reached. The U.S. Army Secretary delivered an even more grim assessment while meeting with officials in Ukraine, according to two sources with knowledge of the matter, who say the secretary warned Ukraine faced imminent battlefield defeat and should negotiate now. Ukraine's president has said his country will not stand down until Russia shuts down its war machine. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
7:44 right now. Medicare cutting prices for 15 prescription drugs. The list includes popular weight loss drugs like Ozempic and Wegovy, along with treatments for asthma, cancer, diabetes, and other diseases.
The price cut stemming from a Biden-era program passed in the Inflation Reduction Act. Officials say the changes are going to save about 36% or $8.5 billion annually. And a new study is raising concerns this morning about a common sleep disorder. Researchers found that people with untreated sleep apnea face a higher risk of developing Parkinson's disease. The study looked at health records from more than 11 million U.S. military veterans. Findings showed sleep apnea was linked to nearly double the risk. Meanwhile, early use of CPAP machines produced lower rates of Parkinson's. Experts caution the study is not definitive and more research is needed.
It's a holiday filled with family and food, but for millions of Americans living with diabetes, Thanksgiving can bring a lot of extra challenges that a lot of folks don't even think about. Doctors urge families to support loved ones with diabetes by using diabetes-friendly recipes and limiting carbs and sweets as well.
It's really hard for the patient with diabetes to stay away from these good-tasting items. Even though they're loaded with carbs. The family has to be very supportive of helping the patient overcome the desires to eat all the carbohydrates around the holidays.
Doctors suggest looking for diabetes-friendly recipes online, especially ones that use sugar substitutes. The CDC says people with diabetes should eat close to their usual times to keep blood sugar steady, and don't skip meals to save up for a big feast. That often leads to overeating when you're too hungry.
Well, we're looking at another really warm day. It's going to be perfect, low 70s, but Chris is tracking a big cool down on the way just in time for Thanksgiving, with highs only rising into the 40s and 50s, lows even dropping below freezing. He'll have the very latest coming up here soon.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm here. Your colder air is moving back in, and it's really the secondary cold front that we're looking at that is really going to chill us down. This one right here is just going to push the rain out. We're going to have a decent amount of sunshine, and then you can expect a drastic cool down, where today we're in the 70s, tomorrow only in the 50s, and you can expect those chillier lows to move in as well. Here's what our Futurecast is showing. The last ditch effort of the rain is now southeast of Charlotte. So Charlotte's done with the rain. At most, maybe you can squeeze out a sprinkle from some of these darker clouds, but you're quickly going to see these clouds start to break up over the next several hours. By the mid to late morning hours, you're seeing a much sunnier sky, and then on and off clouds are going to be a possibility heading into your Thanksgiving evening and during the afternoon as well. Wind advisory officially starts at 7 p.m. tonight and goes until 11 a.m. tomorrow. And the main reason why is because when that secondary front that I just showed you move through, it's really going to gust things up. Whenever you're talking about gusts up to 50 miles per hour, you're going to have a wind advisory, and is not included for the Charlotte area. Gusts, I think, is most for us are getting up to about 15 to 25 over the next couple of days, but gusts up to 50 miles per hour for these three counties. That's our mountainous counties of Avery, Watauga, and Ashe County. So here's a better look at our Futurecast winds. Winds are the most underestimated thing whenever you're talking about a forecast, and boy, can they change things up. We're warm enough today that a stronger wind is going to make you feel cool, but it's this time of year that, especially as we get chillier, you got to factor in those winds for the potential chilly wind chill. So we're looking at those Futurecast wind gusts anywhere from about 15 to 25 on and off throughout this afternoon. However, an occasional gust could get as much as 30 miles per hour. So you're really going to have a big pulse, big gust of those winds. Here's where we really start to change things for the mountains. You're seeing some of these yellows and pinks starting to pop up. That's showing that gusts are about 40 to 50 miles per hour, mainly on the mountain peaks. So on top of Sugar Mountain, Grandfather Mountain, that's where things are really exceeding 50 miles per hour, but still popping off to about 30 plus to 40 right around the Boone area. And then you see things starting to simmer down for your Thanksgiving morning. Winds will pick back up for the daytime heating. Winds out of the north and northwest, though, so much cooler direction. So we will actually have a little bit of a wind chill for our friends in the high country. Much cooler for your Thanksgiving, but not too far off the mark where we should be. We typically are in the upper 50s for Thanksgiving Day here in Charlotte. Well, we're the mid 50s, so close enough. So our Jerry Hunt Supercenter 7-day forecast shows the cool down. That's why today is the pick of the week. By far, it isolates itself. 72, 54, and then most days will be in the upper 40s. That means most of our mornings are starting off in the 30s, even a couple of back-to-back freezing ones. 29 to kick off your Friday, 25 when the sun's rising up on Saturday. So enjoy the warmth while we have it. Let's see how our morning commute is faring. It is a very busy holiday. Let's see what's going on. Majestic?
Lots of traveling to do today, and here's a few things you're going to want to know. This is our accident that we're following here. This is on I-77. This is specifically our camera at Tyvola. So that's exit 5. You can see it's very slow moving. I'm going to switch through a couple of different cameras. This is really close to it, so not too far from it, where we're still seeing multiple cars off to the side, a couple of police officers still on scene there. I'm also noticing that cars are able to move. They're just moving rather slowly at this time. So we know an accident happening between exits 5 and 6 this morning. It's a little bit congested, but I like to see that those cars are at least moving at this point. Once we switch it over to my graphics, we can still see we have a handful of ongoing problems out there this morning. That's going to be our number one concern, though. All those different cameras that I just showed you, it's going to be on I-77, I should say, northbound lane. So if you're heading inbound, that's where we do have a crash there between exits 5 and 6. And then a shoulder is blocked here on I-85 southbound at exit 36. That's Brookshire Boulevard. We have minimal impacts. I think cars are just moving a little slowly around it because there is an accident right there on the shoulder. We'll have another check on those roads all coming up for you here soon. Guys.
All right, some key information. Thanks, Majestic. Well, the holiday season is here, and so is the 25th Magical Toy Drive. WCNC Charlotte is teaming up with the Salvation Army to help put gifts under the tree for families in need. And this week, there's more than one way you can help. You should bring any new unwrapped toy to any Charlotte area Belk location between now and Sunday, December 14th. And at the Checkers game on Saturday, the stuffed animals from the Teddy Bear Toss is going to go to the Magical Toy Drive. So if you are headed to the game, you want to make sure to bring a new teddy bear, and you can toss it on the ice after the Checkers score their first goal. You can also scan the QR code on your screen to learn some other ways you are able to donate.
Well, as you get ready for Thanksgiving tomorrow, many of you may be doing some of the cooking yourselves.
And chances are you're going to be reaching for a recipe that's been in the family for years or maybe even decades. A new survey from Talker Research found 55% of people have a family recipe tradition that's been passed down, and more than half say their dish is over 25 years old. Black and Hispanic households are even more likely to keep those traditions going, with 73% saying it's important their culture shows up on the table.
So we asked you this morning, what's that one family recipe that always makes it to the Thanksgiving dinner table? And here's some of your answers. Take a look at it. Sweet potato pie, Grand's liver pudding.
Oh, what is that?
Intriguing. I'm interested. My mom's homemade dressing, as you see there. Maple encrusted Brussels sprouts. And you can't forget Kathy's famous pumpkin pie with chantilly cream. Kathy.
Of course not.
You're killing us over here. We'd love to try it.
Wow.
Maple Brussels sprouts? Oh,
I bet you
That
those
sounds
are
good. They're probably like crispy Brussels sprouts with like a maple glaze on top.
To cut the bitterness of the Brussels
Yes,
sprouts.
that sounds good.
And the liver pudding.
What is that? I gotta Google that.
Well, I have an idea what the main ingredient is.
Yeah, I'm intrigued. I'll be honest, I'm
too.
intrigued. So keep texting us. What is that one family recipe that always makes it in under the table every single year? 704-329-3600. Let us know. Maybe we'll try it ourselves. It's going to be liver pudding at the Mulcahy house.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Folks, keep it right here on WCNC Plus. We'll have another check of your forecast and your Wednesday morning commute after the break.
We got sunshine here on Mr. Sparky Carolina Camera Network. Oh, it is so nice to see those rays. And that's the only beginning that we're going to see these clouds start to break up. A much brighter day. And then temperatures in the lower 60s with the 50s to the north and northwest. Today, all in all, a pretty decent day. I might even call it my pick of the week. High of 72. You will have no other day anywhere close to this for the foreseeable future. So get outside and enjoy it. We also have a Thanksgiving Eve parade. Temperatures will be falling through the 60s during that parade time, and then we have still the 50s sticking around until about 10 p.m. As for your Thanksgiving forecast, today's the top, 72, 54 for Turkey Day, 49 by Black Friday. Yikes. Let's get to our Thanksgiving or pre-Thanksgiving commute with Majestic.
Good morning, everyone. We are off to a busy start to the day. We're following an accident. This one is on I-77 at Tyvola. You can see it's mainly off to the side. Cars are still moving, but it is a bit jam-packed and congested. That's going to be I-77 northbound. You can see it here in my map. We have all of that red starting to build because of this accident, really between exits 5 and 6. Keep that in mind for your morning commute. Another one here, it's going to be on I-85 southbound at exit 36. We'll have more on WCNC Plus.
streaming live right now at 8 a.m. right here on WCNC Plus. I'm Ben Thompson.
And I'm Autumn Bracey in for Lisa Washington.
We start the hour right now with a breaking news update out of West Charlotte. CMPD investigating a deadly shooting on Thriftwood Drive. That's near Freedom Drive. We've got some video from the scene last night. CMPD tells us a man was shot and killed around 9 p.m. Right now, police have not identified a suspect, but they say they do think this was an isolated incident. No further details have been released.
Right now, more local leaders are demanding answers regarding Border Patrol's Operation Charlotte's Web as soon as next week. Congresswoman Alma Adams sent a letter to Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. She urged full transparency on arrests, costs, and enforcement policies. She called attention to the agency's impact on local businesses, school attendance, and taxpayer dollars. Adams even cited WCNC Charlotte's investigation into a Charlotte landscaper who had permission to work in the U.S. being detained by immigration agents. She is requesting a response by next Friday, December 5th.
Before you head out the door, the city's Thanksgiving Eve parade could impact your morning commute or your trip to Grandma's house. Take a look at your screen. This is a map of some of the current road closures. It includes all cross streets along Tryon between College and Church Street. So if your journey today takes you uptown, just a heads up, it could be a bit messy as far as getting around. It is all for the city's 79th annual Novant Health Thanksgiving Eve Parade.
That's right. Hundreds of people are expected to come out, and the tradition dates back to the 40s and has been a staple here in Charlotte ever since. WCNC Charlotte's Richard Devane joins us live from Uptown again this morning, where folks are preparing for the big event that officially kicks off Charlotte's holiday season. Richard.
Hey, Autumn, how are you? Good morning to you. Good morning, Ben. A good Wednesday morning, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving. Even if you haven't finished your Thanksgiving preparations and everything, we'll understand. But if you have, or if you want to just take a break from them and come on out and see something really special, how about the parade? I love a parade. Take a look right here. We've got one of the floats. There's several others up the street about to make their way here. Maura Quinn, we were speaking with a little bit earlier. She is taking care of some of these last minute preparations, talking to some of the people who will be taking part in today's Thanksgiving Day parade. Yeah, a lot of excitement here. And we can show you that if you actually are in Uptown, this is the 79th annual Novant Health Thanksgiving Eve Parade. The Feast of Lights, as they say, because a lot of this is going to be coming here. Oh, look at this. We got another float coming by in just a second. If you come back to us live, you'll be able to see it. Slow that down. I want to take a look at this one. This is just one of the, you can drive it by. You can drive it by a little bit. They're just starting to make a nice Thanksgiving theme with some pumpkins. I love this. I love this. And some hay. Hey, hey, hey. The parade day is here today. As we celebrate just another year of this parade, which is really part of a tradition here in Charlotte. Back in, I think, 21 is when they moved it to nighttime. Not only nighttime, but they moved it back to the day before Thanksgiving so that the folks could come out and enjoy it. And just like that, we're just talking about some of the excitement that folks can enjoy and see today. Tell us about some of the things they should expect to see as we look at some more video of last year's parade or previous year's parades.
So we have 85 unique units, and that means that these are dancers, these are floats, these are marching bands. We have 17 marching bands, and they're going to be the ACC, they're going to be UNC Charlotte. And then they're local bands from high schools.
The Battle of the Bands, right?
The Battle of the Bands. And so they perform, each of the bands performs in the performance area, and they compete for prizes, they compete for money, they compete for bragging rights, and they compete for the right to lead the parade. So last year's winner leads this year's parade, this year's winner leads next year's parade. So it's quite an honor.
And just to be able to come out and enjoy it. And by the way, the big news, the great news that we have for everyone, the cost is
nothing. It is free, absolutely free, nothing. It's fabulous.
You get to come out, enjoy with your family. Yep. They're getting ready uptown, as you heard Ben was talking, and we'll have that throughout the day on our website, how the streets will be closed and how you can come out here and enjoy yourself, have a great time. Ruben's shooting up the street. I guess he's waiting for some more floats. You can see a couple more up the street that are actually going to be in the parade today. You can come out and see all this firsthand. There is nothing like enjoying a parade. I mean, parades are American Americana, right?
They really are. This parade in particular really reflects who the community is. We have 1,000 volunteers, and they all come from the community. They're all people who've said, I want to be part of this parade. I want to dress up. I want to be a pirate. I want to be an elf. I want to be attached to one of these floats, and I want to go up to the people who are sitting on the side of the road and say, have a happy Thanksgiving. Be happy. This is a great day. And so isn't that great that you have people who want to just come out and say, be happy?
Be happy, be lit, be happy, enjoy everything. We'll have much more throughout the day. I love you. You're the best.
I love you too.
We've been doing this for so long. I've actually known her longer than I've known Ben because yeah,
You know
because
what?
Ben was
Honestly,
with you was over at 9 first.
I was going to say I have known her longer than I've known you. Exactly the same thing. That's the crazy thing. And
That's
you know what?
true. That is absolutely true.
And Macy's might have Hoda and Savannah and Al Roker, but I tell you, I mean, I think this is the twosome that might beat them. Richard Devane and Maura Quinn. That's all we need. Richard, Maura, thank you both. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, it's been 3 years since 11-year-old Madalena Kojakari disappeared in Cornelius, and this morning police continue that search. While the investigation moves forward, they're offering a new warning for the public, asking people to be careful about misinformation being shared in the community. In a recent social media post, they stated in part, misinformation can distract from the work being done and can unintentionally hinder the progress of an active investigation, adding everyone should rely on and share only verified information released directly by the department.
Looking ahead, a Conover man is going to face a judge next week for his part in a child exploitation case. The Catawba County Sheriff's Office says 55-year-old Jeremy Arney is charged with 10 counts of second-degree sexual exploitation of a minor. Right now, he's being held on a $600,000 bond. Arney is going to appear in court next Monday.
Okay, hard shift over to weather. Today is the pick of the week. Today, we're expecting high temperatures in the lower 70s. A nice mix of cloud and sunshine starting to develop, and we'll see a lot more sunshine by the afternoon. Now, our tower cam, as you can see, there is a little bit more of the buildings to see compared to just an hour ago. And then that thicker cloud cover is slowly starting to break. I've even seen some golden rays shine through. There it is. Look at that. Oh, gorgeous over at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Clouds still a little bit darker, so there's still a slight chance for a sprinkle over the next hour or so, but the rain is pretty much past and gone. Current temperatures 62 degrees right now around Charlotte. It's a little bit warmer down towards the south. It's only right in this zone that has the best chance for a little bit of rain in the short term. And then 72 degrees for a high in Charlotte, 75 in Rockingham, and solid in the mid 50s right around Boone. But today is going to be a breezy one, occasional gusts getting up to about 20 to 25 miles per hour, and then sunshine for the afternoon. That parade that we were talking about, Richard Devane is actually going to have a nice treat if he's going to be there, with temperatures starting off in the mid 60s. That's amazing for this time of year. And then we'll end the parade likely in the lower 60s, and eventually if you're heading out post-parade, temperatures falling down through the 50s, and it'll be a chilly night tonight. But check it out, our satellite and radar. Any rain chances that we have are really just southeast of Lancaster, over here in Richmond County and Chesterfield County. That's where we're seeing most of the rain. Just a sprinkle off towards the north of Charlotte, but it's by the middle to late morning hours, so it's really after 10 to about noon that we see a lot more of that blue sky. So you're already starting to see a brighter sky, and only get brighter over the next few hours. Our next upcoming rain chances are until Sunday and Sunday night, and then again on Tuesday. Tuesday is the only one that's already showing likely widespread rain, so that could be an impact weather day looking forward. And then you can see over the next 36 hours, we have back-to-back fronts that are really going to try to cool us down. High temperatures today in the lower 70s. By tomorrow, you're talking about 54 degrees. That is cooler than where we usually are on Thanksgiving, and that's back below normal. 60 is where we should be. We're well above that today. That's why today excludes itself from the rest and is the pick of the week. After Thanksgiving, we have highs only in the upper 40s, and then 29 and 25. So very chilly lows on Friday and Small Business Saturday. As far as next week goes and that rain chance, That rain is only going to come with temperatures in the upper 30s to the mid 40s. So yikes. So Majestic, we're going to enjoy today while we have it.
I think that sounds like a good idea. It's going to be beautiful this afternoon. Hey, I do want to let you know about an accident that I've gotten my eyes on. This is I-77 at Tyvola, but I'm going to switch it over to one of my other cameras that's really close by it, because now you can see multiple cars involved in this wreck. It's off to the shoulder at this point, so cars are able to get around that. A couple of police officers there on scene, and then here's another camera of that. Again, multiple cars involved in this between really exits 5 and exit 6, so that's going to be I-77, those northbound lanes. We do have some delays still building because of that. Keep this in mind if you are heading out the door anytime soon. In addition to that, we're still following this. This is one of the crashes that I showed you where multiple cars were involved there. Again, exit 6A, that's out towards Tryon, and then to the north here, this is I-85 southbound at exit 36. However, still noticing a lot of green around it, so likely that is getting cleared right now. We'll have another check on those roads coming up here soon. Autumn.
All right, see you soon. Thanks, Majestic. Well, as we are heading to the break at 8:10, here's an exclusive shopping deal for our viewers.
Hey, you know how we do it. Our team is always testing tons of products. We get rid of the rejects, only show you the best ones, and that's why I want to show you this thing today. It's the Tire Hero Portable Tire Inflator. Let me shut this off for a second. Literally true story, 2 weeks ago, I got stuck on the side of the road, glass in the tire. I barely made it to the gas station. Almost cost me hundreds of dollars to tow. So you need one of these anyway. The reason I think this is one of the best on the market is for this reason. Come on, again, let me show you. So let's say you don't know the PSI of your car, you don't know what it's supposed to be, or if you want to inflate a ball, it does it for you. So you see the little car icon right there? You can flip through these. Okay, I want to do my car. No, I want to do my motorcycle, little motorcycle icon. I want to do my bicycle tire. Or I want to do a soccer ball or an exercise ball. I just blew these up. The other cool thing about this is this. Come on and look at this. It's got the USB adapters here. It acts as a portable battery charger, so you can charge your tablet, you can charge your phone. It also comes with all these different nozzles for kind of anything you would have. It's small enough to literally, I mean, it's a pretty packed glove compartment, right? Look at that. It still fits. Nice and easy. Got a great deal for you on this today. And by the way, you want one of these anyway. You want this anyway because you can save $60 a year for properly inflated tires. So why wouldn't you? Get this one though, because I think it's the best on the market. $69.99 normally. Got a deal for you today. 20% off down to $55.99. Scan the QR code on the screen right now or go to shoptvdeals.com.
CMPD's Christmas Explorers program is back for its 51st year.
It provides gifts to thousands of local kids this holiday season. Officer Brett Barber joins us now live to talk about the program. Officer, thanks for coming on. We appreciate it. For someone who's never heard of the program, you can probably describe it better than we can. Explain what the Christmas Explorers program is. I'm not sure if the officer can hear us. Officer, can you hear us?
I cannot.
But you can't hear us, or you can?
Oh, I can hear you. I can't see you. Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, good. Well, at least you
We're
can
good.
hear us.
Sorry.
No. As long as
I
you
can hear you
us.
now. What you just said was the first thing I could hear.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I can hear you. We're good.
All right. As long as you can hear us, that's all that matters. Explain to us what exactly is the Christmas Explorers program.
So the Christmas Explorers program is something that has been going on for about 51 years now. And what it is basically families around Charlotte who are going through a hardship, whether it's financial or if it's a tough situation they're going through or whatever it is, can be referred. And we go about, and over the course of a month from tomorrow until Christmas, we collect toys from the community of Charlotte. People will donate. And then we take those toys. The families will submit a list of what they're looking for. We do our best to fulfill that list. And then we have a big day where we go around Charlotte and we deliver Christmas to families all over Charlotte.
Well, Officer Barber, we know that the need is heightened even more this year. Talk about how families can benefit and be selected to receive some of those gifts.
So the way that families are selected is it's a referral process. Any officer in all of Charlotte is able to refer a family. All they have to do is get connected with one of us. Anybody can fill out a referral form. Last year, we helped 600 families across Charlotte, and then we had a bunch of toys left over that we pushed for, and we were able to take the extra toys that we had and take them up to Western North Carolina, where 14 other departments met up with us and provided Christmas to families who had been impacted by Hurricane Helene all across Western North Carolina.
And it's important work that you guys do and your officers do, but how can the community get involved if they want to be part of it as well?
How can't they get involved? Tomorrow is our big kickoff for this whole thing. We're going to start at the Turkey Trot in South Park. If you're running or not running, it doesn't matter. You can show up and drop off a toy. That's our first day of collections. Beyond that, we're going to have several toy drives at the Speedway, as well as some at a couple of Walmarts across Charlotte. All of that information will be on CMPD's website, cmpd.org. Just head there and you can check that out. Also on the website, we have an Amazon link that you can use to send toys drop ship directly to our warehouse, or you can just donate money straight up that will be used, spent to buy more toys.
And before we let you go, we know over the years that CMPD has been able to help hundreds of families. What does it mean to you all to be able to continue making such a big impact?
It means the world. We answer every day as officers. We go out to calls where people are dealing with the worst of the worst. People don't call us because they're having a good day, you know? And so it is just such a special thing to be able to go out and interact with people and be a positive impact during one of the times of the year where, you know, things can be really tough on a family, but it's supposed to be a happy time of year. And so it's such an honor to be able to be a part of that and bring happiness and joy to people's lives.
Well, I know you know this, but also we know it so oftentimes when folks encounter you guys, it's not always under the best of circumstances. Same way with us when we show up at scene. So it's always great to have programs like this to show another side of the department, another dimension, and a reminder of how you guys are invested in the community with programs just like this one. All right, Officer Brett Barber. Officer, thanks so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me.
All right, happy holidays. We'll be back right after this on WCNC Plus.
Welcome back, everyone, and good morning to you. So I was just updating that 20% for today is now passing on for the Charlotte area. We just have a little bit of light shower activity for you in Chesterfield, Anson, and Richmond County, but over the next hour or so, that should be out of our hair. And then we're drying out nicely heading into the weekend, but we do see another uptick and another hump on the way up heading into your Tuesday. Tuesday to be day 7, already a likely chance for rain. Really shows that we're dealing with a widespread system on the horizon. But let's get right to it. This is also going to affect travel. Still one of the busiest travel weekends of the year as people are heading to and fro Thanksgiving. And then we also have rain chances that are an inconvenient time for Panthers fans because some rain is going to be possible, but not a lot. And that also continues into Sunday night. So these are the 3 biggest rain chances that we have over the next 7 days. But our travel circle is really going to show the difference between the rain that we see on Sunday compared to what we have on Tuesday. So check it out. The rain that we have this morning, that is pushing out. That's just going to keep at most some clouds around over the next couple of days. But one thing that can also affect your travel, the winds, occasional gusts up to 25, and we still have a wind advisory for the mountains tonight with gusts up to 50 miles per hour. Rolling tape, you can see in the upper right of your screen, that's the time. We increased the cloud cover heading into your Saturday, which is just going to be a chillier day overall. But here comes the rain for Sunday. So Sunday, there is a slight chance that we could have a rain-snow mix up in the high country. And then as that rain starts to push its way to the Charlotte area, it's just plain old rain, but a cold rain still regardless. And then not a lot of sunshine to go around for your Sunday, Monday heading into Tuesday. Once you get to Tuesday, look at this big old swath of rain, even a chance for a little bit of a changeover up in the high country. So through Sunday, not a lot of rain, less than 0.05 of an inch, pretty much across most of the area. Meanwhile, up to a couple of inches possible over the next 7 days, factoring in Tuesday's rain. So our Jerry Hunt Supercenter 7-day forecast, you can see 73 goes to 54 to the upper 40s. Enjoy the warm day, though, while we have it. Much colder after today. Let's see how our morning commute is behaving. It's a busy day. Majestic, what's going on?
Well, let's start with this, because if you are packing up the family and you're heading out on those roads, maybe you're heading out for a road trip the day before Thanksgiving, well, according to AAA, the worst time to travel today will be between 11 o'clock this morning and 8 p.m. tonight. The best time will be right around now up until 11 a.m. this morning. Keep that in mind if you are heading somewhere. Maybe you're staying in town here locally. Nothing's wrong with that. Something fun that you can do. Pack up the family, head out to the Thanksgiving Eve parade. Remember, those closures started at 5 a.m. this morning. They'll have additional closings starting at 4 o'clock this afternoon. All cross streets along Tryon Street between College and Church will be impacted by that. But it's going to be something fun to do with all the family. We're looking at over 100,000 people expected to be there. This is I-77 at Tybola. We've been watching an accident this morning. You can see it has cleared. We do still have a little bit of a delay. Once you're heading more north, we'll have more on this, and I'm going to show you everything else I'm looking at coming up here soon.
All right, folks, our 25th annual Magical Toy Drive is underway, and we need your help. WCNC Charlotte once again teaming up with the Salvation Army to make sure local kids get gifts under the tree. Bring a new unwrapped toy to a local Belk location between now and December 14th. Plus, at the Checkers game this Saturday, some of the stuffed animals from the teddy bear toss will go to the Magical Toy Drive. So if you're going to the game, take a new teddy bear with you, or scan the QR code on your screen to learn about other ways you can help out. We're going to take a quick break right here as we take live pictures right now over uptown on this Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving. Temperatures not too bad, 62 degrees towards the end of November. But as Chris alluded to, that is going to change. Keep it right here on WCNC Plus.
And good morning, everyone. We're breaking up the clouds a little bit. Eventually, we'll see that sunshine come out fully. Still some lingering fog around Hickory, but really mild temperatures in the lower 60s overall. Today is also the pick of the week. You're expecting temperatures that are going to reach the lower 70s, nowhere near that going forward. As we are working our way day by day, it is just going to get cooler and cooler, so enjoy the warmer evenings while we have it. So this is the one for Thanksgiving Eve parade. This officially starts around 5:30. Temperatures falling down through the 60s during that time frame. By tomorrow, for turkey prep, we're looking at temperatures in the 30s. By turkey feast, the lower 50s. When we're all trying to take that nap, you have the mid 40s. And after that, much cooler heading into the weekend. Next chance for rain, Sunday. Majestic, take it away on this busy morning.
All right, let's get to it. Good morning, everyone. If you're heading out on those area roadways today, whether you're just heading off to work or maybe you're packing up the family and you're heading out for your Thanksgiving travel, the worst time to travel today will be between 11 o'clock this morning and 8 p.m. tonight. The best time will be up until about 11 o'clock. I-77, this is Tyvola. We do still have some delays here, an ongoing wreck. It is cleared off to the side, but those delays are still ongoing. Tyvola, I-77 northbound. Thanks for joining us live on WCNC Plus at 8:30. I'm Autumn Bracey in for Lisa Washington.
And I'm Ben Thompson. The FBI and the Better Business Bureau warning shoppers to be on the lookout for holiday scams. They say this time of year brings a spike in fraudulent activity, and that could cost you thousands of dollars. WCNC Charlotte's Siobhan Riley has how to protect yourself.
Makes you feel bad, you know. You don't want anybody losing money over something, especially around holiday time.
Dawson Hamilton's grandparents nearly became victims of a scam that could have cost them thousands of dollars.
They had a call and it was, hey, this is Microsoft, your computer has a virus. They didn't have a virus, right? I'm sure it was a data leak with their phone information, like everyone gets spam calls 24/7.
The FBI and BBB say beware of several holiday scams. Juliana O'Rourke with the Better Business Bureau says the scammers target everyone, and they go after your personal information.
Scammers might pretend to be a retail store, somewhere that you shop frequently, and send these emails out basically saying if you provide them with some personal information, they'll give you a free gift card.
O'Rourke says another common scam involves fake charities.
They've come up with a charity that actually doesn't exist. And so, we always encourage people to give to charities that they're familiar with, but also ask questions.
O'Rourke says the scammers are known to target people on social media by using fake social media ads that look similar to real companies.
But there's a few ways to ensure that you're on a legitimate site. HTTPS, you're going to want to look for that versus HTTP. That S stands for security.
Hartman says that advice helped his grandparents take the proper steps to verify whether the criminals who attempted to scam them were legitimate.
They did call him back at one point and they wanted him to, connect. And I said, don't do that, block that number.
And the BBB says another way to know it's a scam, pay attention to the typos that you receive in your email on your cell phone. And remember, if it looks too good to be true, it probably is. In Charlotte, Siobhan Riley, WCNC Charlotte.
8:32 right now on WCNC Plus. Neighbors in Dallas remain under a boil water advisory at this hour following a major water main break. The outage forcing several schools, businesses, and county buildings to close Tuesday. Right now, we're working to learn if those closures will extend into today. Good news, though, coming in a Facebook post from the town's mayor last night, which said water was back on. Still, though, authorities say you should boil your water for at least a minute before you use it.
2 adults and 1 child are dead after a house fire in Lexington, North Carolina. Firefighters were called to the home around 4:30 a.m. on Tuesday morning. 5 people were inside of the home when the fire broke out, and 3 of them were trapped. 1 was rescued and taken to the hospital, but all 3 later died. The blaze badly damaged the house, collapsing the roof and weakening the floors. Officials say it started in a motorhome parked nearby and spread to that home. The exact cause is still under investigation. South Carolina health officials sharing some new information as the measles outbreak in the upstate continues to grow. The Department of Public Health saying 3 new cases have been confirmed, bringing the outbreak's total to 55. Officials warn the upcoming holidays could increase the risk of exposure.
It's important to remember that it only takes 1 case of measles to infect a large number of individuals because it is so highly contagious and can impact an entire family gathering, the workers at a business, and so forth.
Officials also say more than 130 people are in quarantine. More than half of them are elementary and middle school students. Well, drivers should prepare for crowded highways and a stronger law enforcement presence. This comes ahead of what's expected to be record-breaking Thanksgiving travel. AAA estimates nearly 73 million Americans are going to be hitting the roads between now and Monday. And that's why South Carolina Highway Patrol says it's ramping up enforcement.
A lot of people have decided not to fly this year. A lot of people are deciding to take the roadways instead. So we're preparing for that. We're trying to be proactive instead of reactive, just so that we have enough troopers to cover collisions, stranded motorists.
A reminder, this is the first major holiday travel period with South Carolina's new hands-free driving law in effect. The law prohibits drivers from using their phones while behind the wheel.
All right, let's just get right to it. I'm really excited about where the forecast is going. And you might look at this and you're like, oh, that doesn't look like a great day by any stretch of the imagination, but it's going to be. So we're trying to get the rain out of here. It's going to be some darker clouds in general, but look at that. Sunshine coming through. This is going to be a picture-perfect afternoon. After a damp and dreary start, things getting much better over here in the background in Rock Hill. And then 54 degrees still right around Hickory with some fog and a mix of clouds and sunshine developing right around the Charlotte area. And as I mentioned, by the afternoon, it gets much brighter. High temperatures in the lower 70s. No other day compares to this. That's why it's my pick of the week. Yes, there it is. This is going to be one that stands out from all the rest over the next 10 days because we're going to see a big drop going forward. Thanksgiving evening parade, our evening forecast is going to be warmer than our highs over the next 9+ days. That's how warm it is today. So right around parade time, you're expecting temperatures in the mid-60s, falling to around 60 degrees. And then even as late as 10 o'clock, 53 will still be warmer than some of my highs going forward. Who's trotting? Who's doing one of these tomorrow? I never have. But if this is what you do, good for you. These turkeys are ready to go. Temperatures starting off in the mid to the upper 30s. And then we have the upper 40s by about 11 a.m. where hopefully the turkey's in the oven at that point. And then we have turkey off in the background here, showing that we're going to hit 51 right around 4 p.m. I have a high of about 54 for the day. I think that's likely going to be hit around the 3 o'clock hour. We should see an ample amount of sunshine, so not too bad, but still below normal. One thing to mention, though, the winds. Today will be a breezy day. tomorrow will also be a breezy day, but it's going to be downright windy for the high country. Sustained winds at 15 to 25. Gusts as high as 50 overnight into tomorrow morning. That's why that officially starts at 7 p.m. this evening, going until 11 a.m. tomorrow a.m. So here's a look at our futurecast wind gusts. Anywhere from about 15 to, dare I even say, 30 miles per hour across the area this morning heading into the afternoon. I think it's mainly about that 20 to 25 for the spikes, but you really start to see a change as a second cold front moves through overnight tonight. Notice where these arrows are coming from. They're out of the north and the northwest. So that at that point, that colder air is blowing in a hurry. So we're going to see a really big drop off, especially after midnight heading into tomorrow morning. But it's really the mountaintops above 4,000 feet that we're going to have the strongest wind gusts, but still anywhere from 30 to 40 right around the Boone area. Calming down for your Thanksgiving morning, and then back to 20 to 25 for the general gusts for Thanksgiving. When it feels like, this is just incredible. I just really wanted to show the drop off. 73 degrees today, nearly 20 degrees cooler for tomorrow. That means after today, it's feeling more like December, which you expect, but even more like January during the dead of winter. Friday, heading into next Wednesday. So yeah, enjoy today. Today is also one of the busiest travel days of the year. Let's see if it's matching that illustrious title. Majestic, what's going on?
Still busy out there this morning, and remember, if you are packing up and hitting those roads and heading out of town, the worst time for travel today, it's going to be between 11 o'clock this morning and 8 p.m. tonight, and they're saying at AAA is heading out before 11 a.m. is going to be your best bet, so you may want to take that into consideration. Here's our live camera. Still have my eye on this because at times it clears up really nicely, and then at other times it gets jam-packed again. This is I-77 exit 5 at Tyvola. We've had 2 different accidents right around this area, and we're still seeing the jam-packed kind of congested conditions. So let's break this down for you. Here's the first one. Lane blocked because of a crash. I-77 northbound exit 5 there at Tyvola. Just to the north, though, this one involving multiple vehicles at exit 6-8 Tryon Street. This is a thing, though. For this one, yes, multiple cars are involved, but they're pushed off to the shoulder, so cars are able to get through. They're just moving rather slowly, just like what you saw on my live camera there. Stalled vehicle right here on Randolph Road and Windover Road. A little bit of yellow popping up, meaning that some cars are moving a little slowly because of that stalled vehicle. And then a new crash here. This is on Monroe Road at Stanley Ave. Right now, police officers, they're directing traffic via the bus lane. So that's going to be an important one that we watch. A lane is blocked on I-77 northbound at exit 11 to get onto 277. This was earlier this morning, and I think there are just some minor delays, but it is much better compared to where we were earlier in the day. Once we zoom it on out, though, you can see starting to see some delays on I-77 out towards Huntersville. No accidents there, just more people all heading towards Uptown. Guys.
All right, people need to be careful. Thanks, Majestic. Tech giants are stepping into a new kind of shopping war. The fight is over AI tools that promise to reshape the way we shop online. We'll have the latest next. Welcome back in. As if it wasn't easy enough to buy things with the click of a button, now tech giants are entering a new online shopping battle centered around AI.
Ivan Rodriguez reports on the race to add AI-powered shopping tools to their services and how some are already being used today.
Google, Amazon, and OpenAI are moving quickly to add new AI tools to their services, all aiming to play a critical role in one of the fundamental things people do online: shop. With consumers increasingly using AI to make purchases, experts say companies like Amazon and Google are trying to stay ahead of upstarts like OpenAI and Perplexity.
There are a lot of different big tech companies that we're talking about who are trying to leverage AI.
For example, as of September, US-based users can buy Etsy products directly from OpenAI's ChatGPT. OpenAI and Walmart announced a similar partnership in October. Perplexity's Comet web browser lets users set up AI agents to handle tasks like shopping on Amazon. Last month, Amazon sent a cease and desist letter to the AI startup. For Jeremy Goldman, it's a sign that an AI battle is brewing.
Amazon is one of the biggest players, unsurprisingly, in this regard. One thing that they're trying to do quite a lot of is to facilitate extra transactions and to reduce the friction for the consumer.
AI and online agents are expected to be involved in $73 billion worth of global online sales, or 22% of all orders placed, from Tuesday through Cyber Monday, according to Salesforce data provided exclusively to CNN. Recently, Google announced new AI shopping features, including an AI agent able to call local stores and ask if a product is in stock, along with information about promotions and pricing. With all the new AI tools, Goldman says consumers will need time to adapt.
At one point, the idea of clicking an ad on Google and clicking through and then transacting, that was strange to people. And now that's something people don't even think about.
Platforms like Google and Amazon still have major advantages thanks to the ecosystems they've built around their products, like Amazon Prime. For example, 66% of Americans haven't used ChatGPT, while 20% say they haven't heard of it, according to the Pew Research Center. In Atlanta, I'm Ivan Rodriguez.
And speaking of AI, the Trump administration is looking to expand its use in federal research. Just this week, President Trump signing an executive order creating what's called the Genesis Mission. The order allows national labs under the Department of Energy to team up with tech companies and academics using AI. Supporters say it could help boost research in areas like physics, chemistry, nuclear fission, and even space exploration. Some critics are concerned about increasing the energy demands of AI and the risk of loosening regulations.
It has been 77 years since the first Polaroid camera went on sale.
And on this day, all the way back in 1948, the Land camera was first offered at Jordan Marsh department store in Boston for around $90. Now, even at that high price point, it sold out within minutes. The device was the brainchild of Edwin Land, who invented it after his 3-year-old daughter asked him why she couldn't see her pictures right away. Now, that ended up starting the boom of instant photos, which for decades competed with Kodak's film that had to be developed. Digital killed instant cameras for a while, but they're back and you can buy them today.
How about that? I mean, now you got your phone and
yeah, I think we all went through a phase though where we all like had a camera that we had handy and wanted to take pictures of everything. Mine was the one that you just like snapped and then had to go get the pictures developed so you couldn't see it right away.
Yeah. Well, we have a friend who's trying to bring back cameras on trips, and I'm like,
you don't like it?
Well, I'm like, come on. I mean, like professional photographers, like I totally get, like, you know, because like it's part of their craft. And it's like for us schmucks, like who cares? Like, I don't know.
It's fascinating seeing things come back into style, like vinyl records. I know those were out. Now they're making their return.
True.
Again, I would say that's for purists, though, who are like really into the sound.
Yeah.
You know, of like
most people are like, I'll have my music on my phone, and that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
To each his own.
Well, as one of my favorite bands would say, shake it like a Polaroid picture. Here we go. Our Thanksgiving forecast, 54 degrees tomorrow. That's going to be a big cool down. The cold is coming. This is below where we should be for a typical Thanksgiving. Coming up, we're going to have all the ins and outs of the forecast, the upcoming rain, the big drop that we're about to go under, and then also a look over the next 10 days. See you soon.
8:49 right now here on WCNC Plus. Live pictures right now over Uptown. You got some clouds hanging over the skyline right there. But Chris joined us right now. And Chris, you say the beginning of the day is not necessarily reflective of the rest of the day.
It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
That's right.
And this afternoon is going to be amazing. Also, it helps that today is the only day in the 70s. And yes, we were much warmer over the weekend, but that was last week. And even on Monday, it was a warmer day. Tuesday was mainly cloudy. Today stands out from those days as well. So a forecast high, 73. The record is 75. So it's an easy choice. We're near a record. We should be typically around 60 degrees for this time of the season. But no. Contraire, mon frere. Check it out, down to 54 degrees for your Thanksgiving. And then after that, we're mainly hanging out in the upper 40s to around 50 degrees going into next week. Now, we will see a little bit of a rebound back to about the mid 50s, and this might seem like a mean trick. However, it's not too far off the mark because December averages from about 58 to 54 degrees. This is a little bit more January-like, but it also shows that we are heading into the colder part of the season and just the colder part of the year in general. 73 degrees, again, stands out from all the rest, so enjoy it. Now let's talk about our lows. Our November 27th low, aka tomorrow morning, is forecast to be 37. So that's going to line up with where we were on November 1st. The coldest that we've been so far this season has been 29 degrees. Well, we're about to smash that because check this out. 29, we can replicate that for your Black Friday. People don't really stand in line anymore, but if you are, just plan accordingly. It's not a nice low of 60 like what we had this morning. 25 degrees, though, on Saturday. And also to mention what I just brought up, 60 degrees is the low so far. What's going to happen is by the back end of the forecast, we're actually going to start to hit our low a little bit closer to midnight. Because check it out, I already showed you this graphic earlier in the half hour that our Thanksgiving Eve parade, we're back below 60 degrees by about 8 p.m. That's the power of that cold front with winds out of the northwest, which are quickly going to cool us down. So we're definitely seeing that chillier forecast on the way. Now, the rain chances are going to be on and off starting on Sunday. Sunday, we have a 40% pop, which could affect some travel, but it's really on Tuesday that we have widespread rain. That's going to be the day that I'm really going to be focused in on. We're not going to call it a weather alert day yet, but it is the one that we're watching, looking like widespread rain. Anytime you have a forecast this far out and there's a 60% chance for rain, you know it's going to rain. And right now it's looking like the mid 40s, a cold, miserable rain with rain for most of the day. That's for next Tuesday. Now, there's some things that can change, that can slow down, this can dissipate, but as of right now, that is definitely the weather highlighter in the near term. So let's wrap this up with a bow. Our 7-day forecast brought to you by the Jerry Hunt Super Center. Seeing today stands out from all the rest. That's all you need to know. Welcome to the pick of the week, y'all, and the last day in the 70s for the foreseeable future. Now let's head over to Majestic with our morning commute.
Good morning, everyone. Well, at least it's going to be a beautiful day if you are traveling. A couple of things to know. Yes, the worst times to travel today will be between 11 o'clock and 8 p.m. So try to leave early this morning, but also keep in mind that we're going to see some messy weather towards the later half of our week and into early next week. So if you're traveling home, then make sure you stay close to the WCNC weather team. We're going to keep you up to date with those travel impacts. This is I-77. This is the accident that we're following. It's out towards exit 5, which is Tyvola, and exit 6. You can see it's off to the shoulder, so traffic is still moving right along, but there is going to be a little bit of a delay because people are just traveling slowly around it, which is probably a good thing. Multiple cars involved in that earlier accident. New crash here. It's going to be on Monroe Road at Stanley Ave. Right now, we know police officers are directing traffic via the bus lane, so pay attention, drive safe, especially if you're heading out of town for the Thanksgiving holiday. All right, we're going to send things over to my good friend, Larry Sprinkle.
Hi, this is Larry Sprinkle. Time for today's tiny town over in western North Carolina. May be spelled this way, but it's pronounced Cashers, North Carolina. Beautiful part of the state. Population 657, a little over 4 square miles of territory. It's in Jackson County and only 15 miles from the Georgia line. Beautiful views of the waterfalls near Cashers, North Carolina, lakes nearby, the mountains, everything you need and more in Cashers, North Carolina. And one great thing about it, it's fantastic at Christmas time. In fact, they have their big Cashers, North Carolina Christmas Parade. Fun for everyone, coming up December 6th at 3 p.m. right there in beautiful downtown Cashers, North Carolina. That's today's tiny town. I'm Larry Sprinkle.
All right, looks like a truly magical place. Thanks, Larry. Well, it's Thanksgiving Eve, and that means the holiday season is here, and so is the 25th Magical Toy Drive. WCNC Charlotte is once again teaming up with the Salvation Army to help put gifts under the tree for local families. This week, there is more than one way for you to help. Bring any new unwrapped toy to any Charlotte area Belk location between now and Sunday, December 14th. Plus, at the Checkers game on Saturday, the stuffed animals from the Teddy Bear Toss will go to the Magical Toy Drive. So if you are headed to that game, make sure to bring a new teddy bear to toss in the ice after Checkers score their first goal. You can also scan the QR code on your screen to learn about other ways you can donate.
Back to live pictures right now over uptown on this day before Thanksgiving. So much to be thankful for. Keep it right here on WCNC Plus. Another check of your forecast and your morning commute coming your way.
Sunshine actively coming out. So far, we've only had a low of 60 degrees. That matches our normal high for today. Sunshine coming out in full force for the afternoon. High temperatures in the lower to the mid 70s. That's only 2 degrees off from the record. So for turkey trotters tomorrow morning, it is going to be significantly colder. Temperatures dropping down to the upper 30s. Then through the 40s we go. Final destination will be about 54 degrees for you. Turkey Day afternoon. We'll be breezy both today and tomorrow. After that, highs only in the upper 40s. Friday heading into the weekend. Next chance for rain Sunday, which could impact your Panthers game. Much colder into next week. 45 degrees the chilliest morning. Only 25 on Saturday morning. Yikes. It's a busy traveling day. Majestic, what's going on so far?
Good morning, everyone. If you are packing up the family and heading out for this Thanksgiving Eve, the worst time to travel today will be between 11 o'clock this morning and 8 p.m. tonight. And the best time will be right about now up until 11 o'clock. We are following this one crash right here. This is I-77 between exit 5 and 6. You can see the accident there off to the side. It is pulled over to the shoulder, which is good. We're not seeing significant delays, but just keep that in mind as you are heading out the door. That's going to be on I-77 northbound.